It's off week with the guys.
We've got a lot of work to do. We got to obviously get a lot better. You know what I mean? We've improved every single week from game to game so far, and we need to continue to do that to have a successful season.
Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, you've had a lot of young guys that have really played well, and whether it's linebacker, defensive lineman, or secondary. Just talk about how much those guys will contribute to this year.
Well, it's huge. You know, you turn on the film, there's a lot of young guys in the field, but you got to be 30 deep on defense if you want to be really good in this league. At least 22 deep at every position to roll guys through. But if you got 2.5 at each position, you're probably in good shape. So, you know, we've been playing guys. We got to play guys to survive in the SEC. So, you know, I mean, it gives just a lot of opportunities for people to get on the field.
Nelson Adams and MJ Jefferson
just great work ethic. You know, they're getting their opportunities, and they're taking advantage of those opportunities. That is what's huge. You know, there's going to be opportunities to get on the field and play, and you got to take advantage of that opportunity.
Dan, what are some of the things that you wanted to clean up this week? You have a full week.
Holy cow, there's an awful lot. I mean, there's an awful lot right there for us. We gotta, you know, still look at our third downs. We did okay last week, but you know, in the year so far, we're not great. Clean up a little things in pass protections that we have to get better at. Route running, you know, guys catching. We still had a couple drops, a couple missed throws on offense. Defensive side of the ball, you know, still have some misfits that were out there. We're still always got to work to get more pressure, especially with our front four on the quarterback. So there's an awful lot of things that you know, that we have to work on.
Have you been pleasantly surprised by the secondary? I mean, they've caused turnovers, even if they've kind of given up yards. They've ended the drive with a turnover or something good.
We knew that we had some good young players out there, so we knew there were some good young players. They just, you know, they were getting their opportunity and they're going to make plays, and you know, probably more of them than we expected with all the injuries we've had so far this year in the secondary.
That's what, with the pleasantly surprised, which is all the injuries, did you kind of go, oh God, here we go?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it for our guys. Is, you know, I mean, you get your chance. Someone goes down, you get your opportunity. You got to be ready to go seize that moment and make that play.
When you offensive line seems to have really progressed after that first game and gotten better and better, even despite the injuries.
Yeah, they're working. Work in progress. Everything's, you know, for us. I mean, we look like we have a real good game last week. There's still a lot of things we have to fix from that game, and you know, before the next game.
When you look at the record, 2-2, 2 blowout wins and 2 losses, what have you told the team about being consistent?
Well, I told them we just got to continue to get better. You know, I mean, it's a good, interesting challenge for us this week. You know, we lose a game where we don't play very well in the first game at all. We respond and get better and come play a real good game. You know, we responded from playing a good game and actually still improved the next week, but then had a really tough loss. But we responded from that, improved again. And, you know, if we don't continue to improve from week to week, we'll never expect to win any more games.
When this is the last chance that you get to look introspectively on your team and just don't have an opponent, just how do you approach it? Just when you know you're going to be game planning, you know, all week for the rest of the year?
Yeah. Well, no, we got another one with that 10-day game. There's a little bit of breather time for us to get a lot of research done in the middle of it. But just look what we've done well, what we haven't done well, and why haven't we done those things well. You get a little bit more time to do that, but you also get a little bit more time to prepare for LSU.
You look at Auburn, the way they started, and even the way that Troy started, they seem to really kind of move the ball. That defense adjusted. I mean, what did you guys do to stop them from moving the ball so well?
You know, I think sometimes with the young players, it's that getting into the flow of the game. You know, and there's a lot to that. And to be honest with you, their first drive, you know, against Troy, that, you know, eliminated some stupid penalties that we had that kept their drives alive. You know, some missed tackles. I think their first drive, even though they moved the ball, we had a penalty that kept the drive alive. The next drive, we had a couple missed tackles. We would have been off the field. You know, they executed pretty well on that other drive, scored a touchdown. And after that, I think our guys had adjusted to the speed of the game and you know, rolling at that point.
You said the other day that Tyler was going to be your starter for LSU. Is he rolling through with the ones right now?
Well, everybody, you see this week you get a lot of different reps, but that's still the plan.
I know you came. The guys coming off of just a really impressive win, the way they approached the open week.
Yeah, well, you got a young team, so they're trying to figure out how to approach it. We're going to have 3 good practices this week. I don't know how many days it's going to take us to have 3 good practices. They had their day off on Sunday, so you know, they got to lift in on Monday, and we'll have 3 good practices. So,
how much more would you like to get Ladarius Perkins into that offense?
Good. I mean, a lot. We really want to get him the ball, get him rolling through. You look at the different scenarios though, in games that we've been in, and in the 2 big wins, hasn't been a whole lot of need. And then against Auburn, they really kind of made a conscious effort to get the ball out. We were still able to run the ball very effectively. They made a conscious effort to get the ball out of his hands. So we're still always working that. They're going to take the ball out of his hands, and we're still going to go run for over 200 yards. I guess we'll have to take it.
Is having Dak back there, does that present more of a challenge of getting him the ball, or how does he being quarterback
probably
change
more
things?
of a challenge sometimes for the defense, but because they're worried about Dak running the ball. But if they're going to let Dak run, we'll let Dak run, I guess. I mean, he had another good game running on Saturday night, and didn't I think only had 5 carries. So it wasn't like he had a lot of carries in that game. So if people are going to let our quarterbacks just go run for big yards, we'll take that.